Running late, but we are here. You're right there, everyone. I am just trying to get Grumble caught up, get past that stupid pre-roll crap of theirs. So it always puts Rumble way behind, and it really does. I don't know what Rumble's doing, honestly. Hang on. Rumble has skipped to my stream from last night. All right, Rumble. Game on. I don't know what Rumble's doing. Come on, Rumble. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm trying here, everybody. This is gonna pee me off. Okay. I do not know what is going on, but Rumble is not doing its stuff. I don't know what it is doing. Let's see here. Don't know what's going on. Well, there it is. It's just not. It skipped twice to my stream from last night. There we go. Lordy. Hey, there's Jaxie. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Now Rumble is up. Rumble kept skipping to my stream from last night. I don't know why, but yeah. That was interesting. It is now on the correct stream. You know, now YouTube is lagging. Oh, Lordy. All right. Go away. Bad dog. No. Nope. Don't make me say bad words on the stream. Especially the cute puppies. Yep, you got to go away. All right. Rumble is up. Hey, Slowburn. Sorry, I'm having... You want to talk troubles. All right, let me get this over here. Boom and boom. Sorry, I have a dog problem who is being an absolute J-hole. You take him out, you play with him, you feed him, you potty him, you play with him more, and it's when you do this is suddenly when he wants to play and bring toys down. It's sweet of him, but when he's 95 pounds banging into the back, I was like, okay. All right, how is it going? Everyone pop the top on a nice ghost here. Sorry about that, but I don't know why, but for some reason, Rumble, you've been doing good. Rumble kept skipping to my stream from last night and not doing tonight, so I can see everything. Holy heck. All right. Woof. Hope you're all having a good Saturday, or some of you may be on to Sunday. Or you're still hoping, still wishing it was Friday. I don't know. How you doing tonight, Slowburn? Just coming in, chit-chat. They might have my lights a little too bright, but we'll see. Maybe it's because I got used to doing too many late-night streams. So, we are going to chat about a bunch of things tonight. And then, I know what I'm going to do after that. I'm going to go watch a Fortnite stream later. So, I don't play games much anymore, but I do still love watching the streams. I was watching a Counter-Strike gaming tournament the last few days. I've been watching some Jay Hailstorm Fortnite, stuff like that. What do you guys watch? Any of you still watch gaming? I mean, I know a lot of people younger that don't do gaming anymore, so it's not like, ooh, gray-haired man, no. But I'm just curious, do you watch gaming streams on YouTube and stuff? Or Twitch? Whatever. Just curious. All right, we're going to delve right in here, so we got a lot to talk about anyway. So let's pop me down here, maybe. There we go. Just going to head in sometimes. All right, what games do you watch? I mean, I've watched some streams from a guy called Fear the Beardo. He's done some good streams. Some other games have been pretty good lately. I also watch I watched some other stuff, but kind of been into the Counter-Strike tournaments and Fortnite thing. I think Fortnite's got a lot of originality. All right, but let's hop in here. This is just a post. I was reading through stuff, going through things. I'm not going to belabor Trump's Middle East visit too much. I've talked about it on multiple streams now. And we all know, I mean, even lefties have had to come out and admit that, yeah, Trump really rocked it with that visit. They've had some honest ones have had to come out and, damn, wish we could have done something like that in the Biden administration. Why couldn't we move that fast? Which then makes me wonder, what do you mean, why couldn't you? You know that guy was a puppet. So you should be talking to the people behind Biden and ask them why they couldn't, because they didn't give a crap. Horror, survival, FPS, Doom. Oh, the new Doom game, yeah. Yeah, a guy I was watching, he says, and I even asked him on his stream what he thought of it for his final assessment. He said, it's okay for what it is. I actually preferred the looks of the old game. I know it's simplistic, but I actually like it better. The new one is... I like new games, but some of them just have so much going on at once. It's hard to actually enjoy the game and think things through. So I kind of miss some of that. But no, the Democrats are trying to talk about, and some of them are still poo-pooing Trump's visit. They're trying. But there isn't much they can do about it. But I like this post. This one just caught my eye, so I stopped it and kept it here. People scream about wanting diplomacy and then flip out when someone actually does it. Not someone. They always scream, God, why are we involved in wars? Why can't we do diplomacy around the world? Why is there always wars? Why does nobody talk? Yeah, they only flip out when Trump does it. Once again, if this had been anybody but Trump, they'd be handing him the Nobel Peace Prize right now. Between the Abraham Accords he got the first time, and then this, he deserves it twice. This is crazy. Hell, if Obama did this, they would have just changed the name from Nobel Peace Prize to the Obama Peace Prize. That's what we'd have by now. It's just Trump. They can't give Trump the actual accolades when he actually does something right and good. It's keep Orange Man down. It really is. So, Trump's Middle East trip is real diplomacy. He met with leaders in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, Syria. Goal is to box out Iran and strengthen the U.S. and Israel's position. Yeah, 100%. He is bringing, I don't know if they showed a lot more here. But it's 100%. Because now, also, as I said on a couple streams ago, it strengthens the United States dollar. Getting billions of dollars in deals from each of these countries makes our dollar stronger, makes America stronger, keeps our dollar as a reserve currency for the world. Because all these countries are going to be doing deals with us in dollar, not the new BRICS nation dollar that they wanted to do. This moves them away from that and back to us. So that is very good for us. And I have yet to see too many people talk about that. So tooting my own horn. By the way, I was mowing grass listening to D-Day Cobra stream. Got to toot my own horn again. Once again, my tiny little channel had a couple things on there days in advance. Gotta love it. Even though he's usually pretty quick on his feet with stuff. I will give Jeremy this. Over at D-Day Cobra, he is much better at picking up on the memes than I am. Which I don't understand because I really love memes, but it's a failing I have. Okay, continue with this real quickly. Yeah, meeting briefly with Jolani doesn't look pretty, but Iran was kicked out of Syria. Lifting sanctions now gives us leverage and keeps Iran from sneaking back in through chaos. That's last sanctions with Syria. Are lifted. Also, it can be reversed in a second. It's not a one-way deal. Qatar's a player too. They talk to both sides. But also host a major U.S. base. Engaging them pulls them away from Iran. Same with the UAE and Saudi Arabia. Both welcome Trump and backed huge investments. That's not nothing. Exactly. We don't want to firm up alliances while we still can. We can't just rely on Israel to carry this alone. They need partners. We need partners for serious by isolating the Iranian regime. Wow. We have to be united. This is the best move forward, not just for us, but for Israel too. 100%. As we've argued on my stream the other night, I don't even want us involved in Israel. I know we can disagree. He has 3 channels. He's busy. Are you talking about Jeremy from D-Day Cobra? Yes. He's very busy. It's not just 3 channels. If you're talking about Jeremy, he runs the entire Geeks and Gamers group. Fear the Beardo, RK Outpost, you name tons of channels. Park Hoppin', Drunk 3PO is part of the Geeks and Gamers family. He's got a shitload. And I'll tell you what, I know he doesn't like this crap, but I would call myself kind of a Geeks and Gamers fan. I don't watch a lot of sports content. I'm not into the wrestling like he is, but he is one of those people on YouTube I've followed for a long time, watched for a long time, watched multiple other channels. Their Fortnite streams are my favorite. Once again, I'm not trying to be fanboy here, but I mean, damn. He's got the personality for it. The people he pulls in around him are epic. And I think the worst of his channels I can't hold a candle to. I have no problem saying that. I'm just some dude here just chatting away. But yeah, I think he's probably one of the... For me, I think he's underrated on YouTube. But that's me. Not to go in anymore because I don't want him feeling somewhere a disturbance in the forest where he's like, ooh, somebody's complimenting me, you know? So yeah. But that's just me. All right. And I agree with all this. And then we look at what was accomplished on this deal just economically in 2 days. Saudi Arabia, $142 billion U.S. arms deal. Dollars. American dollars they're working with. $600 billion total investment package. Focus areas, defense, energy infrastructure, all deals, all more money. And draws us closer together. United Arab Emirates, $1.4 trillion 10-year investment framework. That is crazy. To even get something like that off the ground at all. Focus areas, AI, energy, semiconductors, U.S. manufacturing. Damn Skippy. Trump isn't just doing stuff that's going to be good for during his presidency. Donald Trump is doing stuff for long after he's out of office and maybe even not alive anymore. That is crazy. Not a lot of presidents and administrations really think long term. They say it, but you look at what they do. They think about what's going on for them in their term to get re-election or to get their other people in their party elected. Not for the country really long term. And this is very, very long term. I mean, each of these things will have ramifications that could last for decades and decades. As long as somebody don't come in afterwards and totally screw it up. Or if the Republicans don't get off their ass and start supporting Trump. Qatar, major Boeing aircraft purchase. It's actually, I believe it's like 150 of these jets. It's the biggest order Boeing's ever had. So Boeing, get your ass moving. Get your ass moving and don't screw it up. Confirmed U.S. military partnership with, God help me on this one, Al Udeid Air Base. So, yeah, it is crazy. Middle East trip, the most successful phase of Trump presidency, and a lot of people are talking about it. So, it's you can go across the... Very few people have bad things to say on it. It's really great. So, let me see here. I was trying to find... Uh-oh, I lost it. I got lost! Oh, that never happens. Ooh, we'll get to that later. Oh, come on. No, here it is. All right, we're going to move on, but like I said, I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. We've talked about it a lot. I'm going to talk about Matt Walsh here in a little bit. But it goes with something I have later on here. Now, how many of you guys saw this? How many of you guys saw this? The 5-hour tapes were released from Axios on the whole Biden-Hur, whatever, tapes, the whole investigation into the classified documents. I will admit I have not listened to all of it. But when I was doing a bunch of yard work, before somebody else, Jeremy, came on, I was listening to it. I got about almost 2 hours in out of the 5 hours. And let me tell you right now, it doesn't make Biden look great. And the investigators had a lot of patience. A lot. Because you ask him a question, and he's going off telling stories. He talks about, well, after I got out of, when I was out of the vice presidency, I wanted to stay active and stay in politics and help people. He goes on and on about shit, and it really does not have much to do at all with the questions at all. And he uses a lot of the same phrases over and over. I kid you not. And that's not hyperbole. And he just keeps saying these same phrases. And pretty much, and I'm not lying about that. It's like, dude, stop. He keeps just saying the same stuff and does not put out answers. We're not talking like a politician doesn't put out answers. We are talking like an old man who's not all upstairs and a politician doesn't put out answers. There were times he couldn't even remember stuff, and his lawyers step in and try to clarify, well, do you mean, or hey, we really don't want to talk about that, or can we move on? The lawyers were pushing for breaks, and Biden like, nah, I can keep going. Now, we're not going to play all this, but I would recommend you go to Axios and start listening to these. It's not some big bombshell, but listening to it, everybody in our government, Democrat and Republican alike, were around this man. Yes, some Republicans were screaming about it, but they never did anything about it. But Democrats, his cabinet, FBI, NSA, CIA, everybody knew. And when you listen to these tapes, holy crap. The very fact that they want to tell you, geez, we just didn't know. Or they're trying to cover up how much they hid. Just listening to already the 2 hours I've listened to, it's freaky. Because there is zero way. I think if everybody listened to it, the anger in this country would rise. And we need it to. People should face prison time over this. They fixed an election. They fixed an election to get this brain-dead, evil dude in here. Yes, when Biden had all his faculties, he was a pretty evil prick. And I am going to say, once again, there's a big problem in these hearings. Hur keeps concentrating on what Biden took after he was VP, during and after VP. And it's stupid because there's a lot of documents he took that they found where he hid them all over. Penn Biden Center, his garage, his office here, this place over here in Chinatown. There were tons of it from when he was senator. They barely touch on that. Dude, VP, it's illegal to keep these things. As senator, it's friggin' illegal. And they barely touch on it. They just mostly concentrate in the 2 hours I've listened to, and from everything else I've heard and read about them, they seem to really, really concentrate on just the VP and after. That's stupid. And this all goes on the heels of, once again, after all this, and all these places he had it, all the times he had it where he never had declassification powers, they never tried him. But they tried Trump, and he did have these powers. Now, I'm not going to go much longer on this. We're going to keep kind of moving fresh here tonight. But during these tapes, Biden keeps saying, kind of covering his ass, but he's throwing people under the bus going, well, I don't know what they did with the documents when I was done with them. My staff just took them. I assume the staff took them and locked them up somewhere and did the right thing with them. Hey, and one time he actually says, do you think that's how they got in my house? Do you think that's how they got in my garage? He said something like that. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, they took the classified documents and put them in a box behind your Corvette. Yeah, maybe part of your brain cells kicked back in. You're trying to cover your politician ass. But no. He does mention a bunch of times, well, he's trying to, do the Ronald Reagan. Well, I don't remember. My staff. Oh, dude. As an AI makes me wonder what we're doing. Yeah. The thing is, okay, slow burn. You know what? The AI thing, the thing with the AI, if we don't invest in it, and the other countries are, especially our enemies, we'll be in trouble. We have to invest in it. There is a danger of AI, but what we got right now is not real AI. It's language learning models. And they are pretty cool, honestly. They're the most advanced we've ever had, and some of them are much better than others. I will say, though, I did try DeepSeek. I have a VPN and protections on my computer. But I don't think, I don't know. DeepSeek was not as impressive as everybody made it out to be to me. But we need to be involved in AI. Do I think there's a danger? Oh, yeah. But if we don't do it, imagine if we sit back and ignore it and let like China or Russia, hey, you want to talk about Russia, they're lefties. Russia just does it. So yeah, it could get really nasty. With that technology, especially if you get higher learning models, higher real AI started, the things you could do with that if we don't have defenses for it, whoa, scary crap. They knew years ago, proving what we are. Yeah. Oh, slow burn. It's not even suspected. I think everybody knew in the first election when Biden was running and they hid him away. They did it on purpose because every time we saw him, everybody was going, ugh, what the hell's wrong with him? True pressure. Yeah. Well endowed from you know the thing. And he did a lot of that in this interview too. He would just lose it and go, well, you know. Well, you know. It's horrible. If you got time, at least go to X and look at all the clips like this one here. Exclusive. Biden's reversal on classified document flustered his attorneys. He caught his attorneys off guard a few times. And I'm actually surprised on some of the questions they let her ask Biden, but I'm betting they couldn't not because there's classification issues and everything else. I'm betting they can't stand in the way of justice system on a lot of stuff. They had to follow the narrow view of the law and his certain rights only, and that's it, I bet. But yeah, it's nuts, though. Audio contained by Axios of former President Biden's October 23 interviews with special counsel Hur shows Biden acknowledging he might have wanted to keep a classified document about Afghanistan just for posterity's sake. Now, I'm not going to piss on this one thing. Why? And I'm betting some of you guys in the chat are going to catch why. Because if he's president, he can do that. See, I'm honest. I'm not in a cult, lefties. You are. If Joe Biden, if he's talking about Afghanistan documents from during his presidency, being the president, which we all know he really wasn't, he has total declassification powers. He could declassify and keep anything he wants. So this is one section. I call this up on purpose. I disagree with Axios' take on this because that would mean we would also have to think Trump is guilty. No, Trump can declassify when he was president. He can now. Biden can declassify anything from when he was president. But what he took when he was VP, after VP and out of office, when he left, he took a bunch of crap. And when he did it as senator for decades. A lot of the documents they found were from when Biden was a senator and they were about Ukraine. So I just wanted to pull this up to show I'm not in a cult. I'll call it like it is. If he wanted to keep things from Afghanistan, he can declassify it and keep it. So yeah. What this admission of intent technically would have exposed Biden to criminal charges. Not on this. Not if it was during his presidency. So wrong. Hey, Walrads, how's it going? Oh, wow. Let me get onto that. Why does the neocon left use the inversion of truth? The dark psychology of saying the opposite of what's actually true. Because they project. The lefties are projectionists. It's like they say that you're racist, or I am, yet everything they do to brown people is racist. They project. They are trying to obfuscate everything they do by blaming you, me, and everybody else around them for doing what they actually are. It's like, hey, Trump took classified documents. Yeah, well, so did Biden for like 30 years, and Biden at that point had never been president. That's what they do. And the Democrats are masters at media manipulation because they control most of the media. They have for decades. They control most of the deep state. So they've been able to slowly get better and better at this, and they haven't had to see any consequences even when they are caught because they control everything. I mean, Hillary Clinton, it was admitted she broke laws, but nothing ever happened. Yeah. Well, nobody would really prosecute her. Really? I beg to differ. So, yeah. And, hey, I'll tell you what, Warheads, I'm here to call it out. You're right there chatting and asking the question and making a statement. You're calling it out. There are a lot of us. But the thing is, we need to get the Republicans who will go out there and campaign, give us power and we'll help fix things. Yet when they get in there, they go, ooh, icky power. Oh my God, we may have to make a decision. We would have to go on record and actually vote. Oh, the horror. We'll have to actually show a pair of balls and stand up for our so-called morals. Oh, terrified. While the left will say they're going to do some crazy shit and then go do it. They don't care. They don't care how crazy it is. They will back MS-13 people who've ended women and children in our country. They don't care. Yeah, when they get in power, they will wield it. They will impeach, charge people, arrest people, hunt you down. Use the 3-letter agencies to tell social media to take things down. Get 51 intel heads to sign documents saying Hunter Biden laptop isn't real. The left, we can hate them, but they at least, you got to admire that they will do stuff with their power. The Republicans cower. What are they doing right now? They've done 5 bills, little ones, the whole time Trump's been in office. They've got the ability to do more, but no. The Republicans are uniparty stooges, and I think half the time when they do nothing, it's on purpose because they are almost as deep state as the left is. I think it's theater, uniparty theater for us. That's what I think. So sorry to go off there. How do we protect ourselves against a rewritten, erased history courtesy of AI? Now that's a big one. I've heard a lot of people talk about this, and yes, even your phone now. My phone doesn't have this, but the new Samsung phones and other ones now, you can take a picture and then add somebody in, or take a tree out, or add a car into it. There's one on TV where the guy takes a picture of his wife and daughter. And then they take a picture of him. And then he can just make them together and it's AI generated to be a picture. So yes, it is a problem because now your cell phone can generate pictures that never happened. It can remove things, add things, change backgrounds. It's totally going to be rough. It's going to take other computing software that can detect AI and go, hey, this has been manipulated. And then we have to worry that how is the ability to fake a photo or video or audio going to outclass those checks and balances. It's worrisome. So it is tough. It is very tough. Big example would be Donald Trump said there were, the lefties like to say there are good people on both sides. The Conover, Timcast Culture War video we did the other night. That man 10 years later still says Trump said there were good people on the side of the white Supremes. Tim played him the actual thing. So no, right here, here's the fact check. I've played the actual video for family members and friends where he didn't say that. But what now is going to happen when they can make it look like that? Yes. Then the left is going to see, well, I saw it. He said it. But then you go show them the real video and they're going to go, I saw that. Nope. So yeah, it's going to be tough to figure it out. It's what it's going to have to be, Walrads, is who controls it. History is written by the victors. And at this very point, we need to be the victors. And I'm not saying conservative Republicans. I'm saying we, the people, need to be the victors. We need to look at who is doing best for this country and us ourselves, which at this point is Donald Trump and the people around him. We need to make sure that the crazy, lying goof nuts are not the ones rewriting our history. That's a problem. And honestly, I wish I had better answers for you. Russia is counting, same thing, their history being erased by Germany. Yeah. Germany wants no mention. Yeah, Germany's been kind of memory holding WW2 slowly ever since I was a kid. I remember hearing stories about that, where they were trying to make saying certain things or other things like that illegal. So yeah, I don't know how we protect ourselves. Pretty much the way to protect ourselves is when something happens, if you want other people around you to know, you get the actual video, the actual testimony from Congress, the actual story, and you get it out there right away. Because a lot of times in people's eyes and minds, whatever they see first is what they believe. Not all. There's a lot of us out there who will fact check and go look things up. But a lot of the country is a bunch of sheeple, smooth-brained morons who have been programmed. And so the first thing you get in front of them is what they will remember and see. So if we can get the actual facts in front of them first, even if they're biased to not believe the truth and facts, at least it's stuck in their head, and at least we pull some of these sheep away from there. But if we let the other people get the bullshit out there, look where we're still fighting now. Trump said there's good people in the white Supremes. Because we let that get out there first, or the Republicans did. Weak-willed willies. Yeah, they let it get out there, and we're still 10 years later fighting to get that out. Get that out of people's minds. So, yeah, it's tough. We got to get out there first. They claim our accountability is weaponized. Oh, of course they do. That's the Democrats. They're changing words. They change words. You can, if you feel like a girl today, you can feel like a boy tomorrow. You can feel like a helicopter. Some schools had litter boxes because kids want to feel like kitty cats. You can be a deerkin. Yeah. There's a one I pulled up early when I brought my channel back online, where this 35, 40-year-old man is living with his parents as a 6-year-old girl. Democrats are all good with changing words and meanings just for that reason. Right there. Because then they say, come on, disinformation. The Hunter Biden laptop is Russian disinformation. That's what they always do. They obfuscate and change words. And they do. It works great on the 50% of our country that's a bunch of easily led morons just full of hate and are lost. The everybody gets a trophy generation. Republicans go along against, yes, I call them Republicans, C-A-N-T-S, or apostrophe S, Republicans, because they are bad. They're horrible. Well, the Republicans will look at you right in the face, go, yeah, well, we're going to do this. Republicans go, well, we'll fight them. But when they get in there, oh. And once again, I have a partial belief that it's because Democrats and Republicans are a uniparty. They are all part of the deep state. They're all there for their power. They're all there for a country of the government, by the government, and for the government, not the other way for us. And it's a theater. A lot of people don't even know that half the time you see a congressman on TV standing up there banging on that thing and screeching and screaming about something. If you pull the camera back, the whole chamber is empty. He's not doing anything in Congress or arguing with anybody or trying to do something for you and me. It's him doing a speech in a private moment. They all get to do that. Then they put these out. They zoom in and make it look like they're doing something. It's theater. And that's where Marjorie Taylor Greene, like her or hate her, pissed off a lot of these people. Said they had to actually be there for votes. Oh, yeah, made them come in. Made them follow the rules on debate and having to be there en masse. Oh, they hate her for that. Hey, Texan, what is up, buddy? How you doing? Germany is trying to unravel the Russian Federation, claiming it's oppressive to its diversity. Maybe diverse. The thing is, diversity, and I'm a Star Trek fan. IDIC, infinite diversity, infinite combination. But diversity is good in doses. Anything that's too diverse loses focus. And that goes for people. That goes for a book you're reading. If that loses focus, it's too diverse in all of its angles of its story, it loses focus. A country, a culture. So we always need a little diversity, but we can't have too much. And this, just ultimate diversity crap does not work. But yeah. Diversity is bigger in one point of view. The problem is we actually need less points of view. We do. We have too much diversity almost. George Carlin used to say something like that. He would say we have too many choices. He was saying that, and he was a lefty then. George Carlin was saying people have too many choices. And when some people are going, ow, he was saying mostly about women at the time, but, ow, my needs aren't all being met. He's like, you need to drop some of your needs. And he would talk about we have too many choices. There is too much diversity. And that was back before George died. So it's gotten only worse, and lefties love this diversity. Tons of ways to distract people, and too much diversity, you can divide people over tons of different, tons of different problems between us all. So yeah. Texas legislature is famous for political theater. Yes, but I think our United States Congress is much worse. I really think most of it is heavily theater. And that's why I call it the Uniparty. Once again, when people look at my head, oh, you're a Republican. Nope. Oh, you're conservative. Nope. I'm a Trump supporter. I ain't supporting either of these two goddamn parties. One will stand there barefaced, look you in the eyes, banging a machete on a table between the two of you going, oh yeah? Well, I'm going to do this to you. Republicans are a little more sneaky. They'll stand off to the side around the corner while they're loading up a rocket launcher to aim at you. But they're around the corner going, hey, we're going to here to help. So, have you noticed how Star Trek bastardized James T. Kirk? Shatner's never in the banner. Now, don't even get me going about Star Trek. Ho, ho, ho. If you guys want to do a politics pop culture stream, I can do that. We can talk Star Trek, Doctor Who, Star Wars. Oh, baby. Boy, can we. Yeah, if you looked behind me, you know. I know some of that stuff. I mean, come on, I am that type of nerd. I got a Batman and Robin poster behind me from the movie. Yeah, not the best movie, but considering the way movies are now, it makes these dang things look like Emmy Award winners. I have Cadillacs and Dinosaurs next to me, a Buck Rogers comic. I got stuff. Or mostly, I just didn't throw my stuff out. So, but yeah, don't even get me going how there is talks now that they possibly are going to want to reboot the original Star Wars movies and or the original Star Trek series. Oh, God, please no. So, yeah. Yeah, current Star Trek is nothing like... And yes, we could say the original Star Trek. I know we're wandering, guys. I'm sorry, but... Walrad, you done got me on a tangent. The original Star Trek, yes, you could say they had a little bit of a socialist tendency. A little socialist utopia thing going on. But not like the new ones. The new ones, it's nutso. I mean, you got fat, chubby Starfleet officers that can't do nothing. They're all idiots. They're all screaming at their superior officers. They refuse to do nothing. Everything's based on identity politics. It's nuts. They bastardized 50 years of Star Trek storyline. I mean, it is just bad. I tried watching Disco, they call it. I go, no, it's STD, Star Trek Disgracery. That is horrendous, and every time I tried, I just couldn't get through any of it. Same with the new Doctor Who. Capaldi was the last Doctor, and there's only 6 Star Wars movies. So yeah, that's me. But yeah, Shatner's a badass too. He's still, that guy's still chugging. I don't know how many of you guys have seen this. I know we'll get back to politics here in a moment, but has anybody here seen Boston Legal? That may be even better acting from Shatner, or better for Shatner than Star Trek was. I know, controversial take, but Boston Legal, Denny Crane. He was epic in that. Why do they hijack everything? Because they're out of ideas. Hollywood, TV, our streaming services are all out of ideas, and they're chicken shits. They're scared to take chances. The 80s and early 90s saw such amazing clothing, music, TV, movies that people still know today. People the age of 5 to 90 know the movie Ghostbusters, know the theme song to Ghostbusters. Yeah. Know movies like Last Starfighter, know Little Big Trouble in Little China, know TV shows like Hill Street Blues. There's tons from the 80s. 80s music is still super popular. People will sing along to 80s music songs still. Much younger people. There was so much. So look at the diversity of clothing choices back then. Whether you thought some were funny. The diversity of clothing choices. The diversity of stores in the malls. Everybody dressed however they wanted. And nobody was all pissy about stuff. We're pretty verklempt now. So yeah, they're out of ideas. They are totally out of ideas. Oh, the all-female Ghostbusters. That's what kind of started the hate on the public. Hate on the consumer. Yeah, that was that. I watched that one time. I was in the hospital for my lungs, getting some IV meds and stuff, and that was on the free hospital movie channel. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll watch it. And I think it kept me in the hospital 3 more days after watching that horrid thing. It was bad. It was bad. Yeah, and well, the female Ghostbusters didn't have Venkman exactly in it. If I remember right, he didn't even play Peter Venkman. He played a non-named character or a cabbie or something like that. I don't think he played Peter Venkman, if I remember right. So yeah. Yeah, that was horrible. And I will admit, Ghostbusters Afterlife, it was okay. At least it didn't totally wipe its ass with the Ghostbusters. I thought it was okay. I have not yet seen the last one, so I have to see it. But people I trust said it's meh. So sometimes you can't catch the fire in the bottle again or whatever. They gotta stop. I mean, come on, we have a remake of Magnum P.I. out there, and Higgins was suddenly a super attractive British woman. Ugh. MacGyver had a remake where it's the MacGyver group. Oh my God, it's like MacGyver and pals. Ugh. Everything's a remake. And I hear they're planning on trying to remake one of my favorite movies of all time, and I wear a shirt on here at times, Big Trouble in Little China. I swear you guys do that, and I'm gonna lose my shit. Just don't. Check out Picard Season 3. I know. Dude, I couldn't get through the first season. I bowed out. Now, I watched a lot of good reviewers I trust say, yes, Season 2 is horrible. My wife stayed away from Season 1 and 2 because I told her to. She went, and then, because I watched some reviews, she went and watched Season 3 and said, hey, that's not bad. So she went back and tried 1 and 2 because she thought maybe I was full of it. She goes, oh shit, no. She couldn't get through it. She quit 3 episodes into Season 1, and then went and tried Season 2. She's like, nope, got 1 episode in, stopped. So yeah, I've only made it partially through Season 3. But yeah, Season 3, epic. Yeah, oh, not epic. How about this? At least good. There's still problems. I mean, remember, Picard's a robot. What we should have had is a good Captain Riker show. That's why my dog is named Riker. My one dog who was down here a little bit ago, his name is Riker. He has a Star Trek collar. It had pips on it for Commander Riker, color and all. But yeah, his tag is actually the Star Trek symbol. So yeah, we should have had a Captain Riker series on the Titan. That would have been just beautiful. But yeah. And there are problems with Enterprise, but it was the last good series. It was the last good series. So yeah. Since 2000, movies have been slowly going downhill. Yes, movies and honestly music. A lot of music is kind of blasé. Just a couple more minutes on this, so patience for everybody. I'm sorry. Then we'll head back to some politics. Unless you really are into this, let me know. Because I do know some of this stuff, but I mean, I'm no Gary Nerdrotic, but I'm still in my own room surrounded by a lot of stuff. Music was different. I remember in the 80s, you could listen to one station in my area called Power 98.9. And they would play everything from Def Leppard and Poison, even some light metal of the time, clear down to pop songs of the day. One station could give you so much. And there were a few other stations that had some variations. Of course, you had the old 70s rock channels, but there was so much variation. And I cannot even listen to over-the-air radio stations anymore because it's like the same 15 songs. They don't play back in time either. In the 80s, you would be listening to a station in 1988, and they would play music clear back from 1981. They'd play music from the whole decade, all over. Now you hear songs from like the last year or two. It's really obnoxious. And I honestly admit, one of the few things my wife and I allow us that's what you would call a luxury type item is Sirius XM. Because the variation of music and genres and how much of each decade you get is amazing. I miss radio stations that played, when you used to put a cassette in and record because they played so much cool stuff of all types. It was great. We don't have it anymore. So yeah. And I admit, I wasn't even a big fan of the 80s in the 80s. It's after the 80s I discovered how amazing it had been. And the early 90s, honestly. It's about the mid-90s when things really started to drop off. Now 20 people write one song, you track. Yeah, also, we've always had mixing boards, but now there's so much auto-tune. It's crazy. There are very, very few good singers, you know. And a lot of the songs now are remakes also. So, okay. But yes, Walrads, very nice. I will set up a stream where we talk about local, more recent pop culture. Oh, speaking of my Riker, here he is right here. Hi, Bobby. This is my big brown dog. This is my don't put your head on the keyboard. This is my 95-pound Chesapeake Bay Retriever Riker. And he's got his Star Trek tag on. No, you got to go lay down. I took you guys out before I got on live, buddy. No, we're not playing right now. Sorry, he wants to play at the worst times. You could go lay down. No, go lay down with your sisters. No. Sorry, he's trying to be pushy. All right, but I would recommend you guys go check out the Axios. You can call it up. Just type in Biden-Hur full tapes or something like that, and it does come up. KC95. Where was that one? We had one in the Quad Cities called KSTT AM, and they literally played everything. Everything out there and some weird, goofy stuff and Dr. Demento. So, yeah. Dr. Demento. Does anybody remember that? Ho ho. That was some good stuff right there. But yeah, like I said, that's okay. I made it 1 hour and 30 minutes in. Here's what I've listened to of the 5 hours. And I'm already tired of him saying, well, getting lost. It's crazy. St. Louis. Okay. She, her, them. But yeah, it's crazy. I've made it that far in right there. And it's mind numbing how the patience these people have. They giggle at times, but sometimes you can tell it's uncomfortable giggling. Sometimes he's actually kind of being, kind of witty, but other times it's like, ugh. So yeah, I would recommend if you really want to know exactly what they were hiding from us, go listen to that. It's just this, man. All right, so we're going to wander away. Now, here's the problem. It all comes back to this. They lied to us. This is from the 5. This story kills every chance Kamala would have had in 2028. She will never shake the smell of the cover-up. Yeah, Kamala Harris talked about how she worked. I loved how Biden buried her, too. Kamala was involved in every single decision that we've made in our administration. Oh, my God. He did that to her during the election. And you could almost see her and everybody around her go, It was almost outright. And there's parts of me that thinks Biden, when he has his lucid moments, knows they used him. Knows how bad they threw him away like trash. And he's getting a little revenge. I really think so. I think there's times where he's pissed. And bad thing is, I hope he thinks about it really close and maybe gets it mentally up there to realize his wife was part of it. But yeah. So let's take a quick listen to Jesse here. And by the way, guys, do me a quick favor, would you? If you haven't, please hit thumbs up on the stream. And I appreciate you stopping and spending any time on your Saturday with me. It's very cool. All right, let's get a little listen to Jesse Waters here. Well, this is from the 5.
Once they pass this big, beautiful bill, Harold, the Democrats are going to vote for. Some will get onto the hearings. And if they don't, I'm going to give them a piece of my mind.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, when they have Jessica Tarlov on, I almost want to go get a drill bit out, drill a hole in my head, just to take out some brain cells before she does damage to them herself. Jessica Tarlov is I don't even know how else to say it besides she's a piece of shit. She is a blatant liar. And there's a few times on there you can see Greg Gutfeld gets mad at her. He has said some shit that is, and he's cussed at her. They may act like, oh yes, we're all buddies around here. I don't think he likes her at all. He has said some shit and attacked her on air. And Greg is the one that gets away with cussing on there a good amount. And he's pretty right. But Harold Ford Jr. is an older school Democrat, and you may not agree with him himself, but most time, but there's a lot of stuff he will meet and be able to, people like him in our government, at least our government would get something done. Something good for us.
Dana is right. This book by Tapper should have been called Fox Was Right. What's really new
100%.
besides the wheelchair? We knew we didn't have cabinet meetings. When they did happen, they were staged. We knew no one saw them. So why are we talking about this book so much? It just confirms everything we knew because people in the inside told Jake.
It's because, once again, as Walrads is talking about the left, how they change things and say things, right now they are out there trying to tell the American people, do not believe your lying eyes. Don't believe your lying eyes. Don't believe your memory. You did not see, this are not the droids you were looking for. You did not see Biden decrepit and horrible and losing his mind and the 1,000+ hours of screw-ups on video and audio and pictures you've seen. You didn't see any of that. And we sure as hell didn't hide it from you. We are just as surprised as you. The White House hid it from us. Bullshit. And even if we give Jake Tapper and all these people that, then fine. Why aren't people in the White House being arrested for fraud? They defrauded the American people, clear as hell. They blatantly lied. That's not freedom of speech. If you lie to your boss, you're fired when it frigs up his business. They lied and frigged up the business of America. They got Americans deleted from this planet. So why is nobody up on charges if we go with just the White House lied? No. These people met with Biden. All these people were around him on Air Force One, traveling with him and in the rooms and stuff. They knew it was for blind power and hate. As I say, Democrats have no beliefs except what gives them power in the moment. It's almost to the point where, at this point in time, they're pure evil. I really think so.
All right? This kills every shot Kamala would have had in 28. Because the cabinet never met her, and she's never been asked about any of these revelations. So the second she gets out there, she's going to get crucified. You know what she smells like? She smells like cover-up. She'll never get an offer, and for that matter, nobody in the administration. Where's Mayorkas working right now, Harold? For the Sinaloa cartel? Where's Binder working? She was the one saying Biden was running circles around her. The whole administration is a disgrace.
Not a disgrace. They're liars. Disgrace is doing something stupid and screwing up and causing a problem. This was on purpose. From the day they ran him, they knew he was an empty suit they could control. That's it, 100%. Jill Biden ran a cabinet meeting. They didn't have one for 2 years. Then suddenly she's running the cabinet meeting. And the Democrats somehow acted like that was a good thing. Hey, look, having a cabinet meeting. Jill Biden's running. Joe just turned it over to her and walked out. Imagine, and I said this last night, but imagine what would happen if Donald Trump had a cabinet meeting, got up during it and said, hey, Melania's going to run it. See ya, and walked out. Let Melania run a cabinet meeting of the United States of America. Holy shit. But yeah, the Democrats are good at controlling narrative. And right now, they are really hoping that people who have their faces buried in their phones and have the memory of a gerbil on Valium will forget they were lied to. And will start to believe, just like the good people on hoax, the fine people on both sides hoax, that 10 years later we're still trying to get out from under. They are hoping to get their smooth-brained attention deficit moron people get it programmed in their head. Well, the media didn't know. And then the next step is to memory hole the whole fact that Biden was deficient. It gets the media out from under it and the government. So you watch. That's where they're moving here. So everybody that pulls up all the Jake Tapper videos during Biden presidency when he's like, oh, come on, there's no proof of any of that. Keep playing them. Yeah, the whole Morning Joe shit. This is the best Joe Biden ever. He's amazing. He has energy. He has vigor. All these people saying that, keep playing it. All of you, post it everywhere. Any family member, any friend that tries to act like this didn't happen, you play these videos from those people at the time going, oh, Joe's fine. He's amazing. Play it. Show them. And then you play them the clips after clip, long video after long video of Biden screwing up, saying shit, doing stupid stuff, lying. Play it. That, by the way, Walrads, is how we get out there. We've got to be almost as incessant as the left. Maybe not quite as dirty in the mud holes, but we have to come down some. We can't stay above it going, we are so much better. Yeah, sooner or later, that's going to get your butt kicked. We got to come down, get in the mud a little bit. We have to be as pushy. We need people better than me. We need 1 million more of me. We need 2 million more of like Tim Pool, D-Day Cobra, and you know, the quartering and stuff like that. We need more of us. I don't care if you have one person watch your channel ever. Get it out there, because that one person, you may help. You may get something out there where somebody will see a video later or a clip you did. Some fact, get through. We need to get the facts out there and not let them memory hole this. So I think Gutfeld said something on his show the other night that they are just going to try to memory hole this. And he's right. So yeah. So Walrads, that's how we do it. We've got to keep hounding them on this. Jake Tapper should have everybody. And by the way, go to Jake Tapper's feed. And last I knew, people were answering him going, what the hell? They're posting all the videos of him saying, what are you talking about? Biden's fine. It's just like the 2016 election. They rigged it. I know Tim Pool likes to say, well, all that matters is Biden won. No, we should still talk about what they did. They rigged that election. That election was false. Or I'm sorry, the 2020 election, my bad. But yeah, hell, the 2016 they tried to rig it, but Trump won. Freaked the shit out of them. But 2020, totally rigged election. And I don't like when Tim Pool, oh, they didn't rig it. Blah, blah. Dude, shut up. That's semantic. I love Tim. He really is a force for good, mostly, I believe. But he likes to play semantics, or when he plays fence sitting when he shouldn't. So that drives me nuts. Of course, I don't run a multi-million-dollar industry, so I run like a multi-penny industry. Let's see. Dude, Biden was smart to tie her to him. Oh, 100%. And Walrads, that's why I think, dude, 100%. I think that Biden, in his moment of cognizancy, he gets once in a while. And I know I've had family members and been around other friends, family members who were getting up there, getting some dementia, getting some memory problems. And when they are fully awake, like that first hour they're up, everything's still firing. Oh, yeah. Oh, that hit Biden's brain. He's like, oh, that bitch. He knew what they were doing. And I think that's exactly why he did it. Like I said, everybody could see she was so pissed. People around her were pissed. There were people on Reddit just losing their minds going, oh, why? How could he do this to her? It's like, because he ain't going down alone. So yeah, 100% smart. She can't knock him. She protects her legacy and be proxy. Yeah, he's screwed. She's tied to him. Jesse Waters is right. Kamala Harris, that stink. Whew, that is never coming off her. Democrats are good, but I don't think that's going to work. Now, here's a quick question. I'll get back to more of your chats. I love the chat, as you guys can tell. But who do you think the Democrats are going to run in 2028? Do you think they'll actually try AOC with her voice like this? And I say she's the weird one. She's a weird woman because I actually kind of find her attractive, but also kind of not. Because, yeah, her face does look like Donkey from Shrek. It's weird. Is that when anybody think, wow, you like donkeys, huh? Well, there's some videos for you. But who do you think they're going to run? I don't know if Newsom can get through. His state is such a clusterfuck. I think that stink is going to cling to him. I don't care how good the Democrats are at their word laundering. I don't know if AOC can get through. She is so far left. I mean, she's also short. She's got a high-pitched voice and has a bad habit of saying stupid shit. I don't think everybody's going to respect her enough to put her in the presidency. So who do you think Democrats are going to run in 2028? I'm wondering. I will get back to your chats while you ruminate on that. And you guys on Rumble, same thing. If any of your members are watching, put in the chat on Rumble, who do you think they're going to run in 2028? Just let me know. You guys, by the way, I'm going to warn you, you will hear some barking in about 10 minutes and going nuts upstairs. My wife just messaged, she's on the way home from work, so stuff is going to hit the fan when she gets here. All right. The most dangerous is Harold Ford Jr., though, because he's reasonable and respectful and could... Walrats, I kind of agree, but you know what? Darlov Daworst, 100%. She's a lunatic. She would make a calm... She'd make Prince Valium from Spaceballs lose it. The most dangerous is Harold Ford. See, I don't think Harold Ford's the most dangerous. I don't think he would... I think Harold is honest enough, you would know when he's about to disagree with you. You would know when he's about to vote, not agree with you on something, your votes aren't going to mesh. Harold is more old school, and when he talks on the 5, or I've seen him talk other times too, you know when he agrees or disagrees. Whether you like his stance or not, he's kind of like Trump in a way. He's just going to say it. And I really like that. We need more people like that in our Congress, because that's how Congress used to work. And we didn't used to be so far left and right. Democrat and Republican used to be here. And they used to understand, hey, we don't agree on everything. Okay, let's work on what we agree on. Okay, we agree on this area right here, this little area. So we'll make a bill that gets that area out there to the people. That's what we agree on. Neither of us get everything we want, but we all get something we want. That's how Congress used to work. And Harold Ford was a member of that level of Congress. And I'm saying we need people like him on the Democrat side. We need people the opposite on the Republican side. Get some actual debate again. Get some give and take. And have you people that are closer to the center. Harold is definitely closer to the center than the crazies like AOC and Pocahontas. We need people closer to the center because they are closer to you and me. Whether you guys out there say you're a Democrat, a Republican, whether you're center right, center left, whatever, people who were closer to the center were closer to you and me. Now that they are so far on the fringes, you and I, the American public, are left in the middle going, what the shit is going on? Why do these people not listen to us? Why is it when we tell them something, they don't want to do it? That's why. So Harold Ford may be bad in some things, but I think he'd be much better than a lot of the crop of Democrats we have now. There are very few Democrats I would say are decent in there right now. Not many more Republicans. So yeah. Imagine if Elon Musk ran in a cabinet meeting. Oh my Lord. Holy gods. You would see lefty heads get higher than his rockets. They would go, oh my Lord. Tapper's leaving CNN to start a podcast with Jim Acosta. Oh my God, no. Oh, do it. Oh God. Can you imagine the stuff we're going to get out of that? All right, I'll read a couple more and get back to this. Tim is weird with free speech. He has unique thoughts on it. Yeah, Tim, like I said, I probably agree with Tim Pool on 65, maybe 75% of everything he says. Maybe 70 to 75% of everything his views, the way he does things, everything else. Yeah, who am I to tell? Tim Pool does stuff. You know? He has enough money to own multiple Teslas and a whole company. So, okay. So take it for what it's worth, but Tim does have the other 25, 30%. Yeah, he can really go just way out there, and Tim picks sometimes the wrong time to get mad at people or to let people get away with shit. And sometimes I have to wonder, is it because you're running a multi-million-dollar company, you got to watch certain things? I don't know. But yeah, once again, and the thing is with Tim, is the way it should be. We shouldn't have to agree with everybody and everything to like him. So, I mean, yeah. I will say honestly, though, and this is, once again, God, I do not want to sound like fanboy. I actually agree with probably Jeremy D-Day Cobra even more than I do Tim. Admittedly, Jeremy doesn't get into some of the deep weed conversations like Tim and his people do. But when it comes right down to the actual show, I would probably go along more with him, or Salty Cracker and stuff like that. I actually would agree with more. They'll run a white guy pretending to be moderate, being Gavin. Oh my God. Okay. Who will his VP be? Will it be AOC? Weak spot in this election. AOC equals VP. Don't discount him. I don't know. I hope not. If they got Gavin Newsom in, my God, I don't think he'll win. Because, man, the Republicans, if they're smart, will just play ads. Gavin will turn the America into California. All they got to do is play all the horrible shit going on in California. Oh, I think it would be hard to crawl from under that. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not saying Harold for president. I'm saying Harold. We need Harold. People like Harold back in Congress, guys. Harold in Congress. But yeah, so this hiding this book stuff, all this try to act like they didn't know, it's stupid. And we can't let them get away with it. We have to keep talking about it. Some people go, God, you've talked about this all, because we need to. All right, now we were talking the other day. By the way, Walrads, your final message or two, or a sentence or two there, that's pretty good though. And that's a good starting point, that last sentence or two of yours. Good starting point. We need more like that. All right. The other day I was talking about the Democrats. Oh, my God. Reparations. And I was asking questions. Now, how are they going to do this? How are they going to prove which white people and which black people, which ones owe and which ones are going to get stuff? Ho, 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 ho. Da-ding. Dem Lee clarifies black people do not need to have any slave ancestry to qualify for reparations. Even black millionaires qualify for the 13 or 14 trillion dollars of reparations they want. Holy shit. That is insane. And once again, at my favorite saying, yeah, Democrats are less popular than crotch rot right now because of this shit. And they can't get away from it. It's like they're addicts. It's like they've been shooting up on the lefty insanity so long. It's in their blood that they need a fix. Oh my God, I gotta do something crazy. That's the way they act. It's just, and what is it with putting the angry or ghetto? I'm not a racist, guys. I know, oh my God, if you say you're not, you are. Shut up, lefties. But what is with putting the angry or ghetto black women out front now in this party? I don't know if they're paying attention, but the phrase black fatigue is trending on TikTok and X and Instagram and a lot of places. And it's not just white people, a lot of black people. The 75 to 80%, well, I say about 85 to 90% that are good average citizens like you and me are tired of it even more than our less melanated types are. Black fatigue is a thing. So the Democrats, in their infinite wisdom, go, you know what? Let's shove some insufferable, ghetto, angry black women out there. Yeah, that'll bring us back. No, they're just trying to speak. They are doing anything to try to bring black people back to them. They've lost a lot of black people. Not lost all of them, but lost a lot. They're trying to pull them back. So if we talk ghetto, like I said the other day, what is with all the mainstream TV shows that come out? They're supposed to focus on black people. Why are they all ghetto? The music record one on Fox. The new one on Paramount Plus called The Shy. Why do they always portray black people as ghetto? They talk ghetto almost, and they do ghetto stuff. There it is. She's home. So all three dogs are going nuts, and one cat. The other cat's a cat. So what do they think they're doing? Do they really think this is going to be better? We'll at least bring the ghetto people back into the fold. I mean, but I don't understand, because I know I got black friends that do not understand these ghetto TV shows. They will not. I was over at a friend's house, and my friend Dave, black as you can get. This is by his own sayings. He is one step out of Africa, he thinks, with his skin tone. He's like, dude, you gotta see this. He likes to go on BET and watch it just to laugh. He's like, this is crazy. But I don't understand these shows that try to bring people to be even more ghetto. I don't get it. But this is crazy right here. The reparations thing is nutso. I owe nobody money. You know, owe nobody money. Nobody here deserves money. They haven't been done anything done to them.
And then exactly what does your resolution really aim for? Is it that black Americans of a certain economic level, are they being targeted? Is it everyone? So basically, it doesn't matter as to what economic level. It's pretty much all black Americans. What about those individuals of any race that have a lineage going back to slave America? It doesn't matter.
So to be very clear, whether or not a black descendant of American chattel slavery were able to break into the middle class, they are still, and they were able to do that despite the harms, despite the past injustices done to them. So,
despite all the affirmative action, despite you getting jobs just because of your color over the white people and Asian people and Hispanics, I think we've done enough. That you need to, sooner or later, let's try this. 150 years, 100 years, I think you can start taking, how about taking accountability for your own actions? Says a woman in Congress, a black woman, that I'm betting some white people voted for. There is never enough for these people. This is stupid. Yes, because they've all been held back. Even if they just got off the boat a year ago, suddenly we owe them money. That is nuts. No cutoff. Somebody gets here 2 days before this bill is signed. Let's say they get it through. They get money. That is crazy.
So they are not excluded from the reparation and the remedies therein. When we think about who traces their lineage back, that is, again, a debate that is used to try to silence the rest of this movement. It's a distraction tactic because what we want to do is instead of focusing on, again, what the system did, who did it, and what the impact of it was, we'd rather get bogged down in, well, should they make $25 an hour or should they be paid below a living wage, right? Should they have been educated, or if they're educated, is that disqualified? No, they're black.
Oh, yeah? Do you know how many white people work for minimum wage? You go to Taco Bell, McDonald's, places like that. There's plenty of white people working there, too. So, what are you saying? Are you telling me that only black people work at Burger King? Shut up. She's a racist.
If they are black and they're descendants of slaves, then they were directly in the lineage of harm. If they are descendant of Jim Crow policies in this country.
I have a question real quick. Do the African tribes who had slavery for the last 6,000 years owe her anything? How about tracing back? If they want to give anybody that just shows up here that are brown reparations, then why is she not going after the tribes back then who were selling and trading and fighting for slavery for thousands of years, who sold her ancestors into slavery over here? Hell, we don't even know if she's a product of slavery. We don't know. Maybe that's why she wants anybody to get it, because then she gets money too and land, huh? Why are they never going back to Africa going, hey, we're going to trace the Mbuktu tribe. You sold us, you owe us. Because there's no money in Africa. It's a shithole. They want to take the money. They don't care about actual justice going after these people taking what they got. Oh no, justice. Right. Money.
They are the direct descendants and current living recipients of that harm. If they are living today, then we are still harmed by inequitable funding schemes of public schools. We're still harmed.
Says the woman in Congress.
By being black or brown or poor and living nearer to environmental hazards all over this country. If you are black in this country right now, you are still.
The racism of this, where she assumes there's no poor people. Only the black people are poor in America. Really? That's the way she talks. There's no white people in Detroit. Doing urban exploring is travel. And I've been to some hellhole areas of Detroit and other cities and Indiana and stuff. Guess what? A lot of white people there too. In fact, more white people. Why? Because there's more of us. A lot of ghettos have more white people. Trailer parks, trailer trash, whatever. A lot of poor white people. She's acting and trying to play the whole Democrat word game. Hey, black people are the poor ones. Really? Look how many millionaires they have per capita of your race in this country. Just saying.
Still less likely to be able to acquire a loan. The interest rates are still higher for black folks who are attempting to buy homes or go to school. We are still discriminated because of our hair, because of our names. When we go to get jobs.
Show me. Show me a bank doing that. There are laws. If they are discriminating because of race, there are laws. That is bullshit, and she's lying. I'll say right out, she's lying. 100%. All right, guys, let's see here. What was I going to go to? This is bad right here. For reasons like this recent deadly accident, don't wait for it to happen to your face. Crash in Thomasville, Arizona, or Thomasville, Alabama. Don't worry, I got Arizona. After a large semi-truck occupied by 2 non-citizens in the U.S. on work visas plowed through multiple cars at a stoplight. These are people brought in by the Biden administration, and they didn't speak English. And they're driving 18-wheelers. Ended up deleting 2 more American citizens. 2 Americans were ended, and 4 others hospitalized. This is the scourge we're still facing. You cannot drive semi-truck here if you are not a citizen. We're done with this. This is stupid. Just, oh my God. And you got, my husband was hit by a Somali in MPLS the Tuesday morning. By the time he got done reporting the accident, he was surrounded by a pack of Somalis. Guy hit him, couldn't speak any English. But he had a regular Class D license. So how are you getting a license to drive an 18-wheeler without knowing English? You have to know MSDS. You have, that's material safety data stuff. You've got certain, you got to be able to read signs and do a bunch of paperwork. You got a logbook you have to do. You got a bunch of stuff DOT requires truck drivers. There's no way they're doing it in Somali. So how do these people have a CDL? There's a lot of these. This is stupid. This is what they brought us. So yeah. People are not deported for not speaking proper English. However, prior to President Trump, Barack Obama said we should make learning to speak English a requirement for citizenship. Yes, we used to. We didn't used to do all of our government bullshit in multiple languages. If you wanted welfare, you had to do it in English. You wanted anything, you had to do it in English. It's bleeding heart liberals. Oh, well, they don't know it, so, but they've been here 10 years. But. So now we don't use English. Stupid. All right. We're not going to be going on for much longer. Let's see here. What else I wanted to go over? Oh, I don't know if you guys heard about this. In Palm Springs, they had a car bomb go off. I'm not going to dig in too deep because it's pretty fresh. I don't know what we're going to end up finding out really happened. But it looks like at least one person is deleted. And probably the person in the car. And there were body parts on the streets. I can't show those here because I am on YouTube. But yeah, there were body parts on the streets. I don't know if it was that one dude or not, but there were some body parts on the street. It's like, oof. An intentional act of violence. What we know about the bomb blast at a fertility clinic in Palm Springs. Now, I'm waiting. The reason I brought this up, since I don't know a lot, is I'm worried that lefties are going to go, yep, it's a righty. It's a righty, even if it's not. If it is, stomp this dude. If anybody had anything to do with this, we've got to make sure they face the death penalty if that's possible. But I'm just worried that this is something, I don't like to go all full Alex Jones. I am worried that they're going to automatically start going, it was a right-leaning person or a Republican because they don't like the fertility clinics. They don't like in vitro fertilization. This was not an abortion clinic. It was not an abortion clinic. So it wasn't any of this. I think what we're facing is a lunatic or a black flag event or a lefty just gone nuts. But I'm worried they're going to try to twist this. They're going to try to twist it, like trying to say, Trump supporters tried to take out Trump. Shut up. Come on. So I don't know. I'm worried about it. Law enforcement agents still trying to determine who caused the explosion and why. Yeah, because it looks like the person's in bits. One person has been ended and at least 5 have been injured in an intentional act of violence at a fertility clinic in Palm Springs, California. And if you look at the blast, wow. I guess it broke windows 1.5 miles away. That was a biggie. Attorney General Pamela Blondie, said on Saturday she had been briefed on the incident between her stints on going on TV, I'm sure. We are working to learn more, but let me be clear that Trump administration understands that women and mothers are the heartbeat of America. Violence against a fertility clinic is unforgivable. I totally agree. A deliberate attack, explosion outside California fertility clinic has left one not with us anymore and several injured, caused by a bomb, yeah. Looks like a car bomb. That's craziness. Deceased person believed to be the suspect. That would make sense since the person has bits of them lying all over the place. So, whoa, I don't know how much you guys heard about this, but damn. He could confirm a bomb in or near in a vehicle parked at the building. Oof. I mean, look at that. Look at the damage. All this, that whole roof is collapsed in. And all this just blown out here. Wow. They were showing videos of windows broke. Way away from this place. Everything in question was an act of terry clothism. Hutchison told the Desert Sun, yeah. Told the Post they saw human remains on the street. Oops. Yeah. In front of the building, the car was blown clear across 4 lanes into a parking lot across. 4 lanes. Wow. And that's what's left of the car. Wahoo. So I don't want to dig too deep into this just because we don't know a lot yet. But yeah. They are, I'll talk more about it when we know more. Actually more. So it's craziness. And I just worry that they're going to try to be saying, oh, it's some Trump supporter. If it is, then we'll deal with that then. But every time something happens, they say it is. And then it ends up to be something that's the opposite of what they say. So we got to watch that. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to head into, let's see. I was going to talk a little about this, but Trump's Middle East trip, his polls are coming back up again. And as I said the other day, I don't want to hear anything about poll numbers from Democrats. You guys told us Joe Biden was epic and amazing for 4 years while his poll numbers were in the 20s. Screw you. When Trump's poll numbers get into the 20s, get lower than Biden's, we'll chat. Other than that, shut up. America, I just like the chyron here. Americans trust Trump over deranged Dems. And Fox News is no bastion of right-leaning journalism. They have some of their shows and people, their big faces on there are, but yeah. Oh, let's see. I don't remember what this guy had to say. I didn't know if I really wanted to listen to him, but let's see what he has to say here. Maybe. I had it up here a long time. Fox gets weird if you keep it up on your screen a long time. There it goes.
True reformers, leaders who are determined to dismantle the bureaucracy,
oh, my headphones aren't
who challenge the repeated failures of the old order, are threats to those who thrived off the status quo. And rather than meeting Trump halfway on any of the big issues, Democrats and their cohorts point to dips in Trump's poll numbers and stumble into hilarious hyperbole.
I want to stress here also, it's not just a low approval rating. Donald Trump, over the course of these first 100 days, Kate, has lost the middle of the country politically.
Underwater.
Why is it every time I see that guy, I think Chris Farley? Fat man in a little coat. He looks like he's, yes, I gotta eat another donut. That's just what I get.
Sinking, plunging. These are not the terms you want to hear. if you're a
Plunging,
politician.
sinking.
That's how President Trump is described in polling as he enters his 100th day in office.
Well, this, of course, coming from the same group who brushed off Biden's polling decline, physical decline, mental decline. And while Trump needs to turn these numbers around, the press won't tell you that congressional Democrats are doing worse. In fact, Americans trust Trump to do a better job when it comes to dealing with the country's
And this is a
major
generous
problems.
poll, by the way. Fox News has some of the worst polling all the time. That's very generous. Democrats, a lot of polls are showing they're in the 20s. That's craziness.
Here to discuss is Matt Towery, pollster and political analyst, Ari Fleischer, Fox News contributor, former White House press secretary. Matt, now we're almost 100 days in. Which, if any, of these polls involving Trump concerns you
Aggregate.
the most?
Look at aggregate, not single polls.
None of them, to be honest with you. I have a group of pollsters I look at who are public pollsters who've been right in all three of Trump's cycles. We happen to be one of those. None of us have had him down by any of these numbers we've seen before. The only one that might concern me at all is the Fox News one, because Fox did well in the 24.
Talk about a kiss up because you're on Fox. But no, I don't want to play all this, but the polling, I don't trust single polls. I look at aggregate. Go look up all polls. Look up what it comes down to. All right, guys, I am getting to the point here where we're going to go to the happy stuff for the night and then get out of here and let you guys, I want to go watch some Fortnite. How about you? Or something like that. I'm too small of a channel to do a raid or anything, but yeah, I'll do a little Fortnite or something fun. Hope you guys have fun plans for the night. I like Cry All You Want. Let's see. I had a couple things I want to talk about. That is not them. Let's get rid of that. We did that. Yeah, okay, there we go. Dude, okay. If you haven't... Let's play a game. Are you ready? War games. Would you like to play a game? Well, we're not going to play thermonuclear warfare or anything, but we're going to play who do you think this woman votes for? Just go with me here. All right, hang on for this one. Oops, I already had it there. What?
Babies get attached to their moms. It's incredibly hard to get a child that is past the age of 1 to quit breastfeeding.
This is what happens when I try not to give her a food. Drink your milk.
Not want this.
What do you want?
Only you.
Such a strong bond between mum and daughter.
All she does is cry for a bit.
Okay. This is where we need a George Carlin still. I hate to tell people this, not all children are beautiful. Not all kids are cute. Not all of us. Whoa. That's 1 second from being on the Goonies. Hey, you guys. What is wrong with this woman? What has she done to this child? Woman continues to breastfeed her child past 3 years old. So how old is this kid? 4 or 5? But she can barely even hold the child. No, it's like she's putting her back out. That is nutso. What is wrong with this kid? And why is this kid wearing nothing at all in an airplane? She's obviously on an aircraft. Why is this kid at this age obviously just in a diaper? Holy shit. I mean, seriously, look at the background. This kid is in a diaper on an aircraft. Look at the size of this chunko. What in the hell are you doing? Breastfeeding my 3-year-old daughter. What?
Attached to their moms. A child.
But yeah, this whole shocking was in the airplane thing. I'm not getting past that. You're in an airplane, a 3 to 4 year old girl, I guess that's a girl. Oh, God, is just freaking out, not wearing anything but probably a diaper. Because if she's still breastfeeding, you know this kid's in a diaper still. What the shit? Where is child services to get this kid away? Well, you know what? When the kid won't take the bottle, then you don't give them anything else until they will take it. What the crap? I mean, what the hell is going on there? All right. But yeah, that's where we're going to start the craziness. This kid outweighs the mom already now. All right, where was I? Sorry, guys. Let me get to bookmark. I'm gonna bookmark that one. There we go. Oh, we're not watching that. Oh my God, yes we are.
BG signing out. Just want to thank everybody at BU Nation. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, that's that energy I need. I appreciate y'all.
Brittany Griner is a man.
BG
Watch this and
signing
tell me if
out.
I'm wrong.
Just want to thank everybody at BU Nation. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, that's that energy I need. I appreciate y'all.
Are we really supposed to be playing this game? Do we believe?
Love
Come
y'all.
on.
Thank y'all so much. Yeah,
There's
that's
no
that
way.
energy I need. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. That's the person we gave up a criminal, a arms dealer for? Yep. Okay.
I didn't push no.
Okay. Sorry. I gotta do something here. There we go. Top. And live. There we go. All right. All right. We're going to move on from Brittany. Now this. Under the category of black fatigue. Ready for this? Wow. Brain rot.
I understand that we all are waiting, but well, that's not how I work. I make the rules as I go. Well, I make the rules as I go. I don't know about you, but I do.
Well, I break them.
Guess what? And I'm breaking them right now, too. Excuse me.
Physically shoving people is a crime. Is that a sir?
He is too. He's knocking people over.
Don't be rude to me, because one thing I can do is be rude back to you. Is what I can be. Oh. I am, but I'm just saying, she's talking I'm hostile, but I can be rude as well. I didn't push no damn body. You want to stand in the way like you're a bodyguard. I moved you out my way is what I did. Have a great day. I love you. And I kiss it more and more and more. And kiss your tits too, baby. Yeah.
Ew.
Don't tell me to kiss your ass. Don't do that. It's not worth it.
What
it's
the
not,
hell?
Because guess what? You think I look pretty, but you'll see the ghetto come out of me, darling.
Oh, I know.
I understand that we all are waiting, but well, that's not how I work. I make the rules as I go.
I know what my computer just did.
Well, I make the rules as I go. I don't know about you, but I do.
Yeah, that's the way to just show people that, black fatigue is not a real thing or shouldn't be a real thing. All right, so I've had rants on this. I don't know how deep to go in this. Would you support Trump ignoring the Supreme Court and continue deporting illegal immigrants? Yes. Yes. If they want to break the law and let the Biden administration do everything they did to break the law, but now want to saddle Trump, then yes, they'll ignore every one of these assholes. Ignore every one of them. The very fact that these people made 2 different rulings against the Biden administration, Biden stood up in front of the nation and said, I'm ignoring them. He did. Then why is it Biden and the Democrats can ignore the Supreme Court, but how dare Trump ignore even district courts? I want most of these people impeached. This one should be impeached. Can't tell what a woman is. This one should be impeached. Total piece of shit. This one here should be impeached because something wrong with her. She's ruling almost every time against what she's ruled her whole life. This one too. His own family was calling the FBI for help because they thought there was something wrong with him or somebody had something on him because he was ruling against his last 30 plus years. Exact opposite a lot of times when he went in there. His own wife was worried. So, yeah. We need to impeach him. And yes, you can impeach Supreme Court justices, guys. Let's see here. These look like different people. Yeah, don't do shit to yourself. She could just be aging, but Megan Fox 2003 or 2025? Definitely 2003. All right, let's see here. Let's go to... Oh, haha. This is what happens in Germany. What do you think would happen in America if they did this? Dude, somebody would get out of a cab and these guys wouldn't be walking away. I don't want to advocate for violence, but they are destroying people's shit. That is stupid. Some of that is on the street. Some of it's when a truck's at a dock, but some of it's on the street. Walking up trucks and damaging their stuff. That is stupid. Just so you know, she was never hot. I don't know. I think she has her moments. All right, let's move on here. Let's hit a couple of these. Supreme Court has jurisdiction over foreigners only when they are in the country lawfully. The Constitution does not apply to enemy combatants on American soil, illegal immigrants, or to foreigners in their home countries. Moreover, deportation is not a punishment. Foreigners have no right to appeal their removal to their home countries, to American courts. Just a fundamental misunderstanding by the entire legal profession about what citizenship means. 100%. Oops, I already had it liked. My bad. But yeah. All right. So I'm going to reshare that. That's a good one. All right. Here's a quick one. Now, let me know in the chat. Did you see this one coming? Is this one we already knew? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say damn yes. Oh, wow. My laptop locked up. There we go. And did it again. I do not know what is going on here. All right, there we go. It's going again, and you know it's a little behind. I don't understand what it is doing here. There we go. Children of liberal parents more likely to have mental issues study. No kidding. This is from a couple years ago. No kidding. Huh. You don't say. And, all right. This will be the last serious one. Theodore Roosevelt's ideas on immigrants and being an American in 1907. Now, it's not just his ideas. This is because back then they studied the Constitution more, our Bill of Rights more, and all the amendments. In the first place, we should insist that if the immigrant who comes here in good faith becomes an American, not flying their own flag and saying viva la whatever country, and assimilates himself to us, he shall be treated on the exact equality with everyone else. For it is an outrage to discriminate against any such man because of creed or birthplace or origin. But this is predicated upon the person's becoming in every facet an American. Yeah. Not some jackass flying their flags along the street. And nothing but an American. There can be no divided allegiance. Yes, that's why I hate that double citizenship shit. You should never be able to have citizenship of any country and ours. You pick one. You want to be French, you be French. You want to be American, you be American. Now, I have dual citizenship. Bullshit. You cannot have allegiance to two countries. There will be no divided allegiance. Any man who says he's an American but something else also isn't an American. Yes, why don't play the I'm African American. I'm Irish American. I usually say I'm an American. I will tell you I have Scotch Irish in me, but I'm not Irish American. We have room for about one flag. Yes, it's actually illegal to fly other flags over ours, but it is done, unfortunately, now. The American flag, we have room for one language. English. And that is English. We have room for one sole loyalty. That's loyalty to American people. Yes, yes, and yes. Definitely. All right. I'm going to skip over that. This here, all I can say is, what are they doing? Are they getting ready for Hunter Biden to show up for a visit? Is that what happens? Hunter Biden's coming quick. Here, bring him in. Follow the trail. All right, let me see here. I'm going to do something real quick to my... Hang on. I want to look at something in my live streaming. Okay, still going. Was. Uh-oh. It says it's still going. Okay, there it goes. Whoa, that is way behind. My dog just left. What the hell? There it goes. All right, guys. I don't even know if anybody's still here now because I don't know what YouTube just did there. Huh. Well, that was interesting. All right, if anybody's still here, let me know, as I think YouTube did something stupid there. Okay. Well, that's fun. All right, thanks, YouTube. All right. Let's get back to where I was. Boing. If nobody's here, they're not here. Well, thanks, YouTube. That shows nobody's still there anymore because the YouTube studio had locked. Lovely. Okay. Gotta love it. Thanks, YouTube. Rumble's still going, though. Yeah, Rumble was doing fine. Yeah, Rumble's still just kicking away. Everybody on Rumble's doing great, but YouTube did something stupid. Great. Thanks, YouTube. But I just thought this was funny because that's the Hunter Biden visit coming soon. Follow it, Hunter. Come on. If it's not Parmesan, he's not happy. No, we're not going to watch that. I get yelled at for those on YouTube. I'd have to go to Rumble for that one. All right. This will be our last real one for the night. Let's see. Did I have? No. This is the size of a hole made by an AR-15. Tell me again why you need that. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the firearms. That's not what it does. That's not what it does. And I know I'm going to catch some heat for this. This is not exactly true. But it's kind of like a .22 rifle size caliber bullet with just a lot more propellant. A lot more. So, yeah. Interesting. Dummies. And once again, let's play the game. Who's this person vote for? Yeah. All right. I think we are going to get out of here. Seems like YouTube did a lockup on me, and I don't even know if anybody... Looks like all at once. Looks like everybody just... So, okay. Thank you very much, YouTube. I appreciate that. So, yeah. Gonna head out, I guess, then, since that all went to pot. Thank you very much, YouTube, for that. And Rumble. Thank you, Rumble, for staying working. I still see the people over on Rumble. So, yep, when YouTube did whatever it did, everybody went away. It shows a drop on my studio. I was just, okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. If you watch this later, thank you very much. Sorry if I got disjointed near the end because I was trying to deal with whatever happened to YouTube. And I'm going to get out of here. I don't know if there's going to be a red eye stream tonight. If you want one at all, let me know. And if you want one, how about this? If you leave a comment on whether you want a red eye stream or not, we will do one that is pop culture oriented. We will do no politics. We will talk Star Trek, Star Wars, Stargate, stuff like that. So let me know. Leave a comment and hell, even just answer my post about this when I will let people know I was going to come on and stream. All right, guys, I am going to head out of here. And I hope y'all have a good Saturday. Go watch some Fortnite, watch some video games, or go out and have a good time tonight. I will talk to you later, maybe tonight, if anybody lets me know that's what they want.